You were saying we're in a bear market. We're going to fall maybe 20 to 30%. Get used to it. This is going to be the story for 2019. It feels so pessimistic. Is there something out there that you see, David, that could change that scenario? What is the silver lining?
Oh, I think there's several things that could change the scenario. Certainly, if there was a deal between China and the United States, I think the return to business as usual would be very significant for markets. And the second is if the Fed was to decide that, you know, 1 or 2 interest rate hikes was it, and then the Fed is done, that would be benign for markets. But the single biggest thing is to reverse the confrontation of the US and China. That is really, I would say, the one thing that could reverse, bring the markets back to being what they were, based upon a very low volatility, constant increase with low inflation of world output and peace on the international front. That would be it.
So you've got on one side a dictatorship, savvy or otherwise. On the other side, you've got a democracy with a leader who may occasionally have tendencies to act like a dictator, depending how you look at it. How do they see eye to eye?
I think the only way they can see eye to eye is common interest. Look, there is no doubt that China presents a social model like the world has actually never seen, which is it is driving forwards economic growth in ways which are very clever, and at the same time diminishing social freedoms in ways which benefit from that economic growth through technological control of people, and at the same time gives the party complete control, more than in the past. So that's a new economic model which the Chinese people, the long historical memory of chaos and disorder, are prepared to accept. And on the other hand, you have Trump, who is leading government, and he's not the only populist in power in the world. I mean, look, Italy, Poland, and so on. His policies are really not, I think, honed to achieving economic success for America, because it will isolate America from all the things that make the world economy grow, which involves cooperation, trust, and exchange. Now, those two things are in open confrontation with each other. The only way in which I think that does not degenerate into, as I said, 1, a Cold War, and 2, with severe economic consequences, is if it's reversed. Now, the good news next year is something may happen to reverse it. But I don't think so. I think this is a multi-year trend, and it's going to become something that the markets are more and more aware of, as they were when I was young, more and more aware of what the Cold War confrontation between the Soviet Union and the free world meant. So, in a sense, I'd say that's the most likely future, but of course it can always be reversed.